Hey, Jerry. No, no porch sweating. It's already registered 100 degrees on our thermostat, so we thought we'd just sit back here for a while.
It's not necessarily cool back here,
No.
but it's cooler.
Yeah.
It started out at 109 degrees, I think it was, 101 or something like that. I checked it a while ago, and now it's down to 90. So
It's doable. With the air coming in here from the fan, it's doable.
yeah, I don't have air conditioning in my one, not yet. So we have to open the door, and I got a fan right there, kind of blowing that cool air out here. So the temperature in there went up 2 degrees. I keep it at 74. Now it's 76. But it went from 101 out here down to 90. So I don't know.
It works. Yeah. Hey, Kevin, how's it up in the fort? You guys probably having a nice day up there today. And let's see. Hey, Becky. Just gonna put my glasses on so I can see what I'm looking at. Yeah, hot air in the porch. Hot air in the porch. Hey, Patrick. How you doing? Nice. Otherwise, it's a nice day. Really beautiful out, Not very many clouds out today. We had somewhat of a storm last night, but it was so quick. I don't even know if we got much rain because it didn't seem like we did.
Seemed like when it rained, it came down really hard for like 1 minute. Then it quit.
I didn't even know, I wasn't even sure that's what it was. And I asked him, he was looking out the window. I couldn't even tell. All I heard was the noise from it.
Well, we got an area in the front yard, the grass is starting to turn brown. So if it rains, I don't water. But if it don't rain, then I turn the sprinklers on at night.
Is that why?
Why what?
Why it's turning brown?
Just started turning brown. It's been green all summer. What do you want?
Hey, Claire May. Jerry wants to know why you aren't at Costco.
Are you kidding me, Jerry? I wouldn't go up there and fight that people up there for nothing.
Yeah.
I swear to God. Don't people have a life? They got something to do other than standing in line. This reminds me of in Indianapolis when all the young people, old people didn't do it. When iPhone was going to come out with a new iPhone, they'd go down to the iPhone store, whoever the hell that was, and it'd be on the 11 o'clock news where people the day before take camping equipment and they're camping in front of the store in the parking lot waiting for it to open so I can go in there and be the first person to buy the new iPhone. It's like, this is nuts.
Yeah. And yeah, Becky, we do have a fan on Lanai. It's on. But like I said, we also have one in the house here. So just kind of help us because we didn't have this open all morning, so it's going to take a while to cool it down. Let's see, Vicki Jones says, Happy Wednesday. We are cloudy and 75 here in Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania.
God, that sounds good. 75.
And she does me in pink. I don't do pink a lot, but maybe I should. I like, you know me, I love bright colors. Yeah, keep the cookies coming, Daddy. He knows. Laura says, is today the grand opening for Costco? Yes. It was, the grand opening, it was at 8 and they were in line at 5 a.m.
And no, I am not going up there and doing video. I could care less about that place.
Yeah, and
I got nothing against it. I could just care less about it.
There will be plenty of videos online, believe me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Enough YouTubers around here that they'll run up there and do it.
Yeah. Joanne says, hi, Skipping through from Ohio. Hope y'all doing good up there. Deborah Bird says that place was a zoo where people were lining up at 5 a.m. this morning. You couldn't pay me to go.
I'll meet you up there. I'll bring a 6-pack of beer. We'll just sit out there and make fun of everybody else. We should have went up there at 5 o'clock this morning and sold breakfast sandwiches.
Yeah. And Jose and brought donuts.
Yeah, that's it. Jose should have been up there with his coffee truck in the parking lot.
Yeah. Yep. But they had, I guess, they had some freebies, is why people lined up so early. So the first 100 got a certain amount, and the second 100 got,
What's the freebies?
I don't know.
So we get in line for something we don't know.
I didn't. That's why I didn't care.
They did. If you didn't
Yeah.
know, they don't know.
Well, I said I think, I don't have a card, and so probably the
I thought
people
you did it online. You told me you did.
I was going to, I never have yet.
Oh.
Wasn't in a hurry. But like I said, the people that's got the card probably got the notice of what the freebies was going to be, because I had no idea until I actually read it online, that there was something for the first 100, and then there was something for the next
I think
200.
they got up there for me. Generally speaking, if they still have them, is $1.50 hot dogs and a Coke. That's
From what I understand, they still have that. And Laura says, oh my God, Costco will still be there tomorrow. That's the way I feel. I wasn't in any big hurry. But like I said, it depends on what they were giving away. I don't know what they were giving away, but I heard there was some giveaways. So that's what the line was for, actually. So Janet Dewey says, hi, from Smoky, Rhode Island.
Going back to the COVID, I can remember at Walmart, I think it was, people knew when the semi trucks were going to come in, and they were hoping for toilet paper. And they went up there and stood in line on the sidewalks waiting for the semi trucks to come pulling in to go in there and get their toilet paper.
Yeah. Oh, and Janet is, are you getting the Canadian smoke in Rhode Island?
What?
She said, hi from Smoky, Rhode Island.
Huh.
I asked her if they're getting the Canadian smoke, or is there
Fire.
Another big fire going on that we don't know
I
about?
don't know. Why don't people put that fire out?
Well, I think it's been in different places, not in the same. Let's see. Timothy Ward says, hi, Skip and Sue. And Tom Pauling says, hi, why did they shut down the arcades in the villages?
Probably for kids going in there and tearing things up. That'll be my guess. Because we have family communities here. The only reason why they shut anything down is for two things: maintenance or repairs. So
Yeah, and like I said, every time I went there, they were always broke. So,
yeah,
that's...
so that could be the problem. They're broke all the time. And I'll tell you something else I know about the villages. If something keeps breaking and it costs them more and more money to keep fixing them, they take them out.
Yeah, they won't continue.
This is why we don't see hot tubs around here. The excuse is it costs too much to maintain them.
Yep. Hey, Tammy, Kevin Jacks. He says, hey, y'all. You're picking up my accent, Kevin. Becky says, I'd wait a couple of weeks before you go. I am. I'm not in a big hurry. I'm really glad it's here because...
We're waiting for Laura to come down here so the girls can get together and make a day of it up there.
But like, I think they have a better... they have a better quality stuff than the other two big box stores. So I'm really happy they're here. But I don't really know all of the things that they are into. I mean, I've heard of a lot of stuff. I mean, they do cruises. So they have a travel area. They've got, the eye doctor, that kind of thing. And I know they've got some kind of pharmacy. But there's so many things that they're doing that, like, I'm not sure all of what they have. So I'm curious, but not in a big hurry because they're going to be there. And Janet Dewey says, yes, so they're getting the smoke from Canada in Rhode Island. Wow. Well, I know BJ told us when we went to North Dakota, I think she's in Minneapolis, and she said they were getting the smoke. And I said,
when we went through there, we didn't notice anything.
Yeah, when we got to Pembina, we didn't notice anything.
No, we went right through Minneapolis. I didn't notice any smoke.
Well, I think we went north.
We were all over
far
Minneapolis
away.
because of the road detour.
Well, like I said, we were through Minneapolis and going north by the time, I heard her say that, so I don't know. Tom Pauling says that Tampa Hard Rock formed a gaming task force to shut down arcades in Florida. Well, I don't think they would have cared much about these few pinballs that they had here.
I don't care about that. What they were shutting down. What they were shutting down is the internet cafes. They go in there and they gamble.
And I think maybe that's what he's talking about. I'm not sure.
But our pinball machine ain't an internet cafe.
Well, like I said, they had a place over on 441 that was a gaming facility, and they called it an arcade. It wasn't actually in the villages, but along 441 there.
They don't come into villages and shut stuff down.
Well, like I said, this was a gaming cafe, internet cafe, and they did shut it down.
The gaming cafes are shutting down. They're all over the place. But that pinball place was not a gaming cafe.
Okay. Well, he said arcade. I said pinball. So I said, my mistake. Sorry, guys. Becky says she likes Costco better than Sam's Club. Well, I said, I don't know. I don't have anything to compare them by. And I said,
You shop too much, Becky. Otherwise, you wouldn't know the difference.
I like Sam's Club, and I get good service from them. I had a delivery yesterday, actually, from them, and really, really nice because it's always thinking of things that he wants that's not on the regular grocery list. And I said, it's really nice that I can call them and have it delivered. So I said, there's one thing he didn't get this week, and that was his Cracker Jacks. And,
it's not Cracker Jacks, it's caramel corn.
It's caramel corn.
But it ain't Cracker Jacks.
But I ordered Cracker Jacks. They actually have them. But they won't be here.
I can order Cracker Jacks. I find it on Amazon. But I was wanting caramel corn. If I had to do something on ordering, I probably would have ordered Fiddle Paddle. It's better.
Okay. Well, I knew there'd be a problem somewhere.
Well, because you get the wrong thing. Cracker Jacks ain't caramel corn. Cracker Jacks is a brand name.
Well, hey.
I don't have any more cookies.
He's wanting his chewy. Becky Farber said, my poor tomato plants got pummeled by the hail yesterday. Yeah, that'll do a job on tomato plants. This is a good time of year, actually, for the tomato plants. They're just getting, they should be all out right now. I mean, they should be ripe, ready to go. Usually it's the last 2 weeks in July, but I think most of them was delayed this year because of the weather. So I said they should be really ripe and good. So, like I said, we wouldn't know that down here.
Down here, if we had tomato plants, right now it'd be burned up.
Yeah.
Too hot.
Laura says Chicago has been under air quality advisories for the last week with the smoke from Canada. Wow. Well, they, like I said, they must have a new fire going on that's causing some problems. I know California.
That's a long way, though, to go from one side of our country to the other, to mid-country, all that long area. What is the whole country of Canada on fire?
Half of Canada is trees, so it's a possibility. I don't really know. But yeah, Laura, I understand that because the heat, it's not just the fire, but the heat being what it is, like I said, it makes it harder for the air to move around much. We haven't had much wind here. We get a little bit of breeze. Like I said, and the heat wouldn't really be a problem if the breeze was going. It's funny because I notice early in the morning when I walk, there is no breeze. I mean, just practically nothing is moving. But then about 10 o'clock, it picks up. Why, I don't know. But Tom Pauling says, love your show. The village residents need to call the city's office and the governor's office about the arcades closing. Well,
the governor doesn't run things here.
Yeah.
I think some people got things mixed up here, how things are actually run here. Government passes laws and things like that, and the developer and us follow these laws. County commissioners make county rules about building and stuff. But as far as them say, hey, you got to open that machine or put an arcade, they're not in control. Yeah. That's our district rules. And basically the residents run the district. If district rules need to be changed, the residents can petition their supervisors in that district to make these rule changes. Example, that everything in the villages at one point was anonymous complaints. A couple of districts got together and said they wanted to do away with the anonymous complaint, and they've done so. The rest of us still have it. So rules can be changed.
Yeah. Darrison said the villages would make bank with a casino. You bet.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that won the horse track out here on 301.
Is it still there?
Yeah, and I think
Are you sure it's still there?
The horse track is, yeah.
But they gambled in there.
Well, but like I said, I don't know whether that part's shut down or not. But I said, I know the one on 441, and I said, the one there on 301, they said, I don't know what happened to him, truthfully. And Laura says tomatoes are pretty abundant in Chicago area now. Yeah, they should be.
Up north they are.
Yeah, this is a good time of year.
Here, our tomatoes down here suck. It's too hot. It burned them up. We had neighbors over here planted next to their house and have them in shade and everything. They get a little something out of them, but not very much.
Yeah. And then I said, I go out to the flea market, been going out to the flea market and getting tomatoes, and God knows where they come from. But like I said, I'm one of those people that I stand there and I smell the tomatoes. And I know people look at me like I got two heads, but I can tell if it's been grown in dirt. And even if they've been washed, which I assume they are, but a lot of them out there actually cut one up and you can actually taste them. And I said, you can tell if it's grown around here or not.
These oranges you bought, wherever you got them, they're terrible.
I got the same place I've always been buying them, so.
These are woody inside.
Okay, it must be the last of the bunch, because I believe those come from California.
Yeah, they pick them green,
Yeah.
and they spray them with a chemical, then they're shipped over here, and I don't know what happened to these, but they're terrible.
Yeah. Okay, well, I didn't get any this
I
time,
hate it.
you know.
I hate buying groceries down here, especially fruits and vegetables, because if it's bad, it's either another trip to the store to take them back. I just don't even like messing with it.
Yeah. Jim Patterson says, Skip, you need to relax. You give your wife too much of a hard time.
So what? Don't worry about it. You're not married to her.
Sounds like you're bickering all the time. We are. And like Patrick says, get used to it. Yeah, because we do it all the time.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's the personality of our show, in case you haven't figured it out yet.
And Rich A says, poor air quality in PA from the Canadian fires, too. Wow. Well, I'm going to have to pay more attention to the news. I didn't know they had.
Hadn't said anything.
I didn't know they had that big of a fire going on. I know the one in California they said was very quick and very big, and it's got to places that they didn't expect it to get to. So
give me that sign, because Robin watches.
Okay.
You can't see it over there, Robin, but just so you know, well, I'll put it right here.
Yeah, we're thinking of you. Let's see. Becky says, our summer has been very chilly. A lot of rain, not nearly as much sun like we usually get. My tomato plants are way behind. That's what they told me when we was up in Indiana. They said it was like 2 weeks behind there. And I said, they're normally, like I said, by the second week of July, they're picking. And I said, when we were up there wasn't anything to speak of. And you know how you usually see in Indiana anyhow, you see the vegetable stands all over the place.
I love the vegetable stands.
About the end of July, and that's what they have your tomatoes.
Remember on Main Street? Well, back then, you went down Main Street every year. A lady in her house on the right, and in her front yard, she had this portable fruit and vegetable stand. And I don't know where she got all her stuff. I think she grew them somewhere. And when we would go up to Portillo ice cream there at Meadowbrook, we'd go by that. You just could not go. You couldn't. You had to stop. Yeah. Because all the tomatoes and the at that time you could get cantaloupe. She had cantaloupe out there. You smell cantaloupe from the road. Yeah. And she had like a big wagon out there full of sweet corn. I haven't seen the first ear of sweet corn this year. Not one.
And I said, when we was up there, nothing was ready yet. So I said, we didn't get anything. And Becky, I think you're in Montana, aren't you? So yeah, it's really surprising to hear somebody say it's been chilly for your summer.
Well, they're up there.
But yeah.
I wouldn't say chilly, but.
Well, she says that her summer's been chilly, a lot of rain.
Well, if she lives there, she would know.
And not nearly as much sun. So they're
seen on the news where they finally caught that guy up there in Montana that killed the 4 people.
Oh.
Yeah, they got him. I guess just another whack job.
Yeah.
They said he had psychological problems. You know, back in my day, we had nut houses. You were crazy. Yeah, and one of them, I think still there, it's in Logansport, Indiana. Psycho wards, whatever you want to call them. They also had orphanages where orphan children were lived and get adopted there. And all of that stuff disappeared.
Yeah. Not sadly, but
I don't know. I mean, if you think about it, if you don't have orphanages, the children that are orphaned, where do they go?
Foster care.
There've been problems with that.
Well, yeah, there is with everything, but then I said, at least they're not in an institution. Institutionalizing children.
Sometimes
is
we
not a
call
good
it an
thing.
institution, but have you ever been in an orphanage? I've never been in one. I don't know what it's like in there. Your imagination takes away. I picture a big room like a schoolhouse. You got a room over here for a school. You got a big room over here where they give out lunches, and then they got a playroom. That's how I picture an orphanage, where all the kids are out there. And the one that had Anderson, they had a great big fenced-in backyard. They were always out there.
Yeah, I know. Anyhow, Rosemary Laptop says hi from the Great White North. Hey, Rosemary.
Great White North, ain't that Canada?
Well, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I remember watching it on FCTV. The two guys. Hey, we're the Great White North.
Well, who was this guy? I can't. Was it
Well, one of them was
something
in the movie
green,
called.
red green?
One of them was in the movie where Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. He was the father.
Oh, oh.
The other one was John Candy.
Okay. And she said may not be very great or white. Well, I understand.
There's nothing wrong with Montana. Montana's a great state. It's just,
No, this is a different person.
It just gets cold early.
Yeah.
And stays cold longer.
And she's from the Great White North, but it's not
Just
very
like North
great
Dakota
or
was
white.
up there. There's nothing wrong with North Dakota. It's just it gets cold early and it stays cold longer.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean.
Kevin said he played pickleball this morning. It was really nice out. It was when Buddy and I took our walk. It was really nice this morning. And I said, not that it isn't always. I said usually in the morning.
If I reached backwards, Bill, because I didn't turn the iPad around. I don't know what happened about a year ago, because I always had it this way. That way we can look up there and see how we're doing. That's how we know if we're freezing up, because we can see ourselves. And just one day, I turned it on, didn't do anything, and everything was backwards. And everything that the iPad people told me, I did, about mirroring the back and all that, going into settings and mirroring the back. And I did all that, and it didn't make any difference at all. So then they said, well, the only thing we can suggest is send it back to the factory, and we'll take a look at it. Well, hell, I'm not doing that. I don't know how long that'll take. So I've been turning it around. If I turned around for the camera on the back, everything is okay. But out here, it's just going to be backwards because...
Yeah. Oh, and Kevin says Eastport Outdoor Pickleball Shuffleboard opens on Monday. And William says we just took the Eastport tour, which to me was nothing more than a sale pitch.
Well, that's exactly what it is.
They're opening what appears to be the corporate headquarters on Monday and a 3-story waterfront building with sales and design. Yes.
No,
Yeah.
I got nothing against the sales pitch. I mean, when you spend your life and you spend $1 billion to build something, and you want to start selling homes and make a profit, I mean, the sales pitch, do they offer bus trips down there?
Yeah, that's what they're saying. They just took the tour.
But is that a bus trip?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Karen and Kevin just went yesterday.
So all the trolleys now are going to start going down there?
Well, I don't know. I seen a thing on the back, and it might have been on the back of that magazine about they were going to have an Eastport tour, but they were touring the homes, the neighborhoods in Eastport that aren't built yet.
Well, they should.
I don't know when that starts, but
They should tour the town. They should show the relationship of the town compared to Middleton. Could this be my own opinion? I wouldn't want to be living anywhere near Middleton. That'd be me. Because that's where all the kids are going to be running around with bicycles and skateboards and everything else. And nothing against children. I have them and kind of still do. I just don't want to live around it.
Yeah.
Does that make me an older?
Well, that makes you an old man, yeah. Get off my lawn kind of thing.
I've never done that. We had kids next door, and they used to play in our backyard constantly. When that little girl next door, 47, I don't remember her name. I always called her 47. Carmen?
Yeah.
Yeah, she came over to the house all the time, would sit in the back porch with me before I went to work. And she would always read me a riot act, and she always called me Floyd. She was calling me Floyd.
Yeah.
She said, Floyd, we have to have a talk. I said, oh, yeah? What about? This girl was at that time like 6 or 7.
4.
4? We have to have a talk. I said, well, what about? And she said, about my name. She said, my name is Carmen, not 47. She said, I don't like 47. I said, well, that's a special name that I'm going to give you, and that'll be just between me and you. Nobody else will know. No, Mr. Smith, you have to call me Carmen. That's my given name.
Yeah, she was
I said, okay, 47, I won't do it anymore. And if she stopped her foot, she started running away. I said, well, bye, 47.
yeah, she was a sweetheart. But yeah, they had a bus tour that just went to show the opening of, I think, was it the rec center, Karen? I think it was the opening of the rec center and something else. And then they explained some other things to them and told them what was opening at one time or another.
Well, you guys just going to buy down there. You know what the problems are. You know, I can't advise you on anything. It's just problems is happening everywhere else. In the new areas, it won't be there yet. But anything that happens way up north gradually started happening in Lake Sumter, then gradually started happening down here in Brownwood, and it gradually will be in Finney, and then it'll gradually be in Eastport. So know what the problems are and address them before you buy.
Yeah. Let's see. Sheriff Sidin says, hey, Skip, have there been any skunk, ape, or python sightings around the alligator areas in the villages?
We don't have pythons up here. It's too far north. None. That's all down in the Everglades.
Yeah. And I don't know about skunk ape. I don't think anybody around here has ever seen a skunk ape.
What?
Skunk ape?
That's Sasquatch.
Oh, okay. No, we definitely have not seen that. Rosemary Laptop says, where are these Canadian fires? I live here and haven't heard about this. And see, she lives in Canada, and she don't know where the fires are. Well, you know, I don't either, but like I said...
I knew they had fires last year. I thought that was done and over with by now.
Now, they had them while we were in North Dakota.
So this is the whole, like I said, is the whole country on fire?
Well, I don't know. But like, if it's bothering people in Chicago and in Rhode Island,
well,
so it has to be, you know, on the...
So maybe it's just two little fires. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Canada will take care of it. They got a fire department, I'm sure.
Yeah. and Karen says she loved the tour of Eastport. So, yeah, and I said, I normally do those, but like I said, the advertisement didn't say much about, you know, what they were going to show you other than, I think, a rec center opening and something else. And so I wanted to wait until they had more stuff to show you.
I'll wait until they open up more restaurants.
Yeah, well, and I said
and bars.
They
that
did.
Way while they're
I'll tell you, this month, openings, unbelievable. I mean, you know, Costco, Target, Portillo's.
Another Walmart.
All in, yeah, another Walmart.
But you don't know that. They ain't got this one opened up yet. That's causing all this traffic problem over here. Now they're talking about having a public forum to express your opinions about another Walmart.
Yeah, and I don't think it's going to be a concern for us.
We don't need another Walmart.
Yeah.
It gets to be almost like you're isolated. If you want to buy something, where are you going to go? Walmart. That's all we have is Walmart.
Okay, Wiggins says Center. As a result, they're closing the sites in Sawgrass and Everglades. They're also opening all outdoor recreation on Monday, but likely only because they can't control blocking it.
Can't what? Control what?
Blocking it.
What are you talking about?
I'm not sure.
I don't even know where you're at.
This is Wiggins. Oh, well, maybe he's talking about the rec centers that they're opening down in Eastport, because he said as a result they're closing the sites in Sawgrass and Everglades. They're also opening all outdoor recreation on Monday, but likely only because they can't control blocking. So that's the only thing I can say.
Yeah. Listen, a lot of what you guys are gonna wonder about that place down there. You can learn a lot by watching some of these YouTubers' older videos about Lake Sumter when they were building it. It's the same. Nothing changes.
Oh, and Papa Pineapple's putting on some really good stuff for
Papa
the Eastport area.
done it. It's just like real estate people. I'm going to go on record here and probably piss a lot of people off. Quit watching the fly-by-night real estate people here that don't know shit from Shinola. That's what my mom used to say. Don't know shit from Shinola. And these guys are coming down from Jersey, New York, and all these other places because they see a fast buck here on selling houses. And I've been watching them on YouTube myself, and I know that half the information they give out is pretty now public information that you can get anywhere. But a lot of what they're doing is clickbait. You know what clickbait is? Here's one. There's a guy on there, and I won't mention names, talking about 2025 is when the housing market is going to crash in the villages. It's going to crash. And he's also got a video out there saying, why are people leaving the villages in the thousands? I don't know. Apparently this is going on, and I haven't seen it. A guy last night sent me one saying that the houses in the villages, the prices have been going up steadily. But yet everybody will tell you down here the prices have been coming down. They're stabilizing now, I guess. So the prices just come. People are holding off because they think the interest rates are going to drop some more. So I haven't seen the price of real estate here going up. In some areas, I'm going to say, depending on the model of home, like a premier home, those are getting over $1 million now. But they've been getting that for a while. And so are they up? They may be up. I don't know, but I can tell you my house during COVID, this house right here was worth $450 with nothing in it. Now it's probably worth in the high threes. I'll say $375, $385-ish, somewhere in that area right there. That's it. So the prices are not going up, in my opinion.
Okay.
Let me just say that.
Brad Shea says a pleasant 77 in New York City today. Fire smoke was heavy yesterday, but better today.
From Canada?
Yeah, and he's in New York.
Okay. Well, I don't know.
So it's in that end of Canada, whatever end that is.
I think Canada's got enough problems without having all them fires.
Yeah, and they've been serious fires. I mean, it hadn't been, little stuff.
Then again, we do too. We have enough problems out in California that the whole damn town burnt down out there.
Now, Lawrence,
and you know, to this day, that lying governor and lying mayor out there has not issued one permit to build a new house for them. Well, she promised that the system would be open for anybody to rebuild. Nobody has built anything yet. They still haven't done it.
And the reason, we won't get into it.
Well, they say it's because of environmental issues. They don't want stuff washed into the ocean, and they talk about landslides.
And they haven't got help from the federal government.
Hey, it's just all political rhetoric.
Yeah.
Truth of it is, they ain't got the money.
And Laura says she believes the wildfires in Manitoba. Well, that's right across the border from Pembina. So it has to be more to the east.
Where we were at?
Yeah.
That's Manitoba there?
On the other side, yeah. Manitoba, and then Winnipeg. Yeah.
I don't know. What do I know?
Okay. Let's see. Wiggins says the only buildings they will have open in Eastport next week are all owned by the villages. The now defunct Villages Healthcare Center, the recently sold Citizens First Bank, the Villages Golf Carts, and this building.
Yeah, they sold it to WellSense. I think's the name of it. Because I got an email about your medicine saying WellSense sent it.
Cinderwell.
Some kind of medicine.
Cinderwell.
What is it?
Cinderwell.
Oh, the villages sold theirs to WellSense?
They sold it to Humana, which their pharmacy is Cinderwell.
That ain't the email I'm getting.
Well, I don't know what you're getting, but like I said, they sold to Humana. United Health is going to sue them because...
Well, but that has nothing to do with our patient care.
No.
I don't want people to get all mixed up thinking, well, they closed their doors. No, they haven't.
No.
Same doctors are there. Same buildings are there. Another company's going to own it, I guess, but that's not the village's choice. The government has put in place a law firm that takes care of reorganization things, and how they do it. And those are the ones that's actually in charge, and the developer don't have no say-so about any of that.
But as of right now, nothing's changed.
Nothing's
other
changed.
than they are going through the reorganization thing, so.
Well, I'm not sure it's reorganization, but it's a way of figuring out how to pay off $1 million debt or whatever it is.
Yeah. So
as of right now, what I'm getting is that they are working on a plan where the villages is going to pay something like 24, I could be wrong here.
24 million is what they needed.
Per month. No, they got it down to a monthly payment now. It's like so many $1 million per month to pay the government back. And I don't really know much more than that.
But then, like I said, they have sold to Humana, in which United Healthcare got kind of...
I know United Healthcare is going to sue them.
Yeah, because, all the time that we've been here, once they changed it to the Villages Healthcare, it's always been United Health. United Health, and they did allow Humana in.
Well, it's more than that.
And they allowed Blue Cross in.
But way back when they worked out this deal, United Health paid the villages millions of dollars for the right to use the village's name and their logo.
Yeah.
Well, now if they sold it, that's gone. And so they
well, and I wondered why evidently they weren't asked first. I know you would think they would be, but yeah.
They said they didn't know anything about it.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. BLB says Porch Settin signing backwards because the computer's backwards.
I already addressed that.
Okay. Let's see. Hey, Amanda. Oh, and Janet Dewey said, and Saskatchewan. That's where the fires are too. So, yeah, it must be a pretty good sized fire if they're smelling in Chicago and all the way to Rhode Island and New York. So, Rosemary says, we here in Canada keep hearing how Canadians aren't welcome in the States anymore and how they are all leaving Florida because they aren't welcome.
That's not true either. You're spreading rhetoric. Nobody has said Canadians aren't welcome here. Listen, when our president, look at it as a corporation, and he's our CEO. Like him or not makes no difference. He is the CEO. And you have your CEO up there. They're arguing back and forth about negotiations. That has nothing to do with me, has nothing to do with Sue, has nothing to do with Canadian people. We have Canadians that live in this neighborhood. Straight across the street is one.
Yeah.
So don't say things like they're not welcome here.
She says they keep hearing.
Well, whatever you hear is bullshit because it's not true.
You are welcome. As I said, we love our Canadian neighbors, and
come on down. I'll take you out to dinner.
And I said it's all just political stuff, you know. Okay.
I got a button missing right here. See that? I can't button it.
Oh, okay.
So you got two choices: put a button on it, or order me another shirt.
Okay.
And I want this material, not that other stuff you've been buying.
You want that color?
Yeah, I mean, because this was how it's getting snagged.
Yes, they do wear out. Believe it or not, I know you don't like new clothes, but they do wear out.
Yeah, so I mean, does she do it still?
I think she still does.
Yeah, I mean,
her son does, but I can.
I want a yellow shirt, and then I also would like to have. I'll let you know later.
Okay. And you've got a blue one that doesn't fit anymore, so I think maybe. Oh, Eliza, Becky said the latest report about an hour ago says he's still on the loose. Where did you see they got him? What? The guy in Montana?
It was on the news this morning. I was watching the news this morning. I don't know what news I'm watching. It could have been Orlando. I don't know. Saying that they got him, and the sheriff in that area came on and said that he said the investigation is not over. He said we just captured him. That was our number one priority. So they got him, and now they said the investigation is going on to find out what relationship he had to the 4 people he killed. I guess he left a baby by somebody's front door. That was on there too, and some other stuff. So yeah, but they said that the public is fine, or safe because he is in custody.
Oh, Wiggins said they appear to have slowed or stopped construction on the rest of Eastport. The hotel is now not opening until 2026, and Olympia Rec Center appears to have progressed since they released a video back in May. Yeah, and I know that they're saying that Eastport will be open by the latter part of the year, but they're not saying what exactly is going to be open. There was a couple articles about some of the restaurants down there. They're getting like I said, Portillo's, although that's in Middleton, isn't it? But there's a couple of new restaurants that they advertised that was going in there, and it actually said for the last part of this year. So we just have to wait and see. But I said, really, they go faster than anybody I've ever seen when it comes to building.
I think I seen in the news where Portillo's is supposed to be opening up pretty soon.
Yeah, the 12th, I believe. Yeah, August 12th. They're opening.
That place will be swamped. I've heard nothing but talk about Portillo's. I've never been to a Portillo's, but people are like Costco, man. They're just chopping at the bit for Portillo's to open.
Well, and the new Target on 466A is opening August 17th. It was going to be the 16th, so they may have had a boo-boo somewhere along the line, but they're getting ready to open August 17th. Especially this month, they've got so many things opening. It was really surprising. And Now, we don't know when the big Walmart's going to be open. They're still working on it, but I'm sure, they're going to town. I mean, they really are, so it won't take long. Darrison says, our little princess was in an orphanage when we adopted her. Clean, and the kids were well fed, but very basic. We are blessed to have raised her. Well,
Yeah,
that's
but
wonderful,
They don't
Darrison.
have Washington, well, Indiana, they don't have.
Well, he's in Hawaii.
Well, I'm just saying, in Indiana, they had a big one, closed it down. I forget for what reason it's closed down.
Yeah.
And then, what else was it? Nut houses, psycho wards. Call them whatever you want. I don't know what you call them. For people that are psychologically unable to take care of themselves. And we've all seen them growing up, standing on the corners, a can of pencils, selling pencils, and talking to themselves, going down the road and having an argument with somebody that ain't there. And those people, if they, I don't know what got them there, if they were picked up, if they did something illegal or was harmed themselves, and I don't know. But they had, in Logansport and other areas, psycho wards where these people went and actually they spent their life there. That's where they stayed.
Yeah.
And they got their medical treatments and things there. Those places were closed down. So thus you see all these street people now living in tents and whatever. I know there's a drug problem, but a lot of them people are psychologically unable to take care of themselves.
Yeah.
And they should be in a psycho ward that we don't have anymore.
Yeah.
And I know you're going to say something, I'm calling it a psycho ward, but I don't know what else to call it.
Mental ward.
Mental health issues.
Yeah. And Darrison, that's wonderful that you give somebody a good home. And, that's what the most you could ask for. But like I said, if they have them in Hawaii, I don't think they still have them around here anymore. I haven't heard about any. Anywhere where we've been, so. And Becky Forbes says, I'm in the north central part of the state, and that's Montana, in 50-50 weather, 50 below, and 50 mile per hour wind.
They used to say the same thing in North Dakota. They have 2 seasons, cold and hot.
Yeah. Rosemary Laptop says it wasn't John Candy, it was Rick Moranis and Dave Thomas, the McKenzie brothers. Yeah.
Might have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Great white Nora.
And Joanne says the sweet corn here in Ohio is ready. Good.
Good. I'm glad you enjoy it. We don't get any here. I ain't had any all year.
Laura says, Rosemary, before I retired,
I swear to you.
I supported my former employer's plant in Montreal. Great people to work with. Yeah, we've never had a problem with them, And like I said, a lot of that, it's just political rhetoric. It's nothing that the people have to say. They kept saying all the Canadians was leaving Florida. Well, no, they went home for the summer, but that's it, Wiggins says, yes, you have to be on the trolley in which they control the narrative. Yeah, that's why they just haven't opened the gates so you can get in.
Golf cart trails open down there?
I don't think they have anything now. I've seen Sean Paul has took bicycle rides there. He showed that the other day on Discord. He had a bicycle ride that he took through there. But otherwise, they're not opening up to the public. No.
Yeah, but sometimes golf cart trails are open where you can take a golf cart and go cruising around. We did it. You did it at Lake Scepter.
Yeah, but I don't.
You did it down here when you got the flat tire.
I don't think that that they're open. He on a bicycle, he can go in a lot of places that you couldn't get a golf cart. So, and Kevin says, yeah, they picked up the trolley at Sawgrass. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, and Sheriffside M says, Branson here, and we have Canadian smoke here. Wow. Well, that must be a pretty good sized fire.
Does Canadian smoke smell different?
I don't know. I tried to blame I thought it was a Canadian smoke I was smelling up there when we was in North Dakota, and it was where they were processing the sugar beets. And it wasn't all the time because, the processing only takes a little while. But like I said, when they're processing, it smells like nail polish remover to me. Everybody said they all smell a different smell, but it's got a smell to it. But only when they're processing.
I smelled it. Sue kept saying that's Canadian smoke. And I said, no, I don't know what that is. But
yeah. So we asked
it was
the
just
kids.
a weird smell. It's kind of like being in a factory and you have all these weird smells. You don't really know what it is. That's kind of what it smelled like. And it really wasn't strong. It was just faint. And then Nixon told her, she said, well, it just depends which way the wind blows. You know?
Yeah, because we parked in one town at a Walmart overnight just before we got there, and I said it wasn't that way when we parked, but when we got up in the morning, I went to take Buddy for his walk, and man, it just about knocked you over. It was really, really strong. But like I said, it only happens when they're processing. It doesn't happen all the time. So, and we never did see any smoke. There was no smoke. We went up in the museum has a glass elevator that goes up, and we were up in that and did not see any kind of smoke or anything in that. So, okay. Alfonso Smith says, I want to say hi today. Love watching. I would like to know if you know Robin Cavallero.
Yeah, we know her.
I went back to choose her as my retailer. I assume he means realtor. I know which house I want when I get down there, so I'm watching. We love Robin, and like I said, we love Ira Miller. They're both very, very good realtors, and both of them very, very nice people to work with.
Yeah, and the two differences there is, one, Robin lives here. Mm-hmm. So she could tell you inside information about not only what houses sell for and the prices and the trends of ups and downs and all that. She could tell you about the life because she lives it. Ira worked here for 23 years, I think, as a realtor. So he knows more about this place than most of the village's real estate people even know.
Yeah.
So, you know, these fly-by-nighters that keep coming down here, I don't know where they come from, but most of what they, like I said, most of what they tell you is public information. And then the clickbait thing. Why are they leaving the villages in groves? Yeah. Well, maybe they died. I don't, you know.
Oh, and Terry R. says, Bob and Doug McKenzie. Beauty, eh? Bob and Doug McKenzie.
Is that what the Great White North guy?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Mark Sears says, Michigan here. Hurried home from shopping to watch you. Your place looks so homey and comfortable. Getting humid again in Michigan, so sitting here knitting in the AC. Picked up this hobby. You're knitting. Wow. I tried knitting. I did a lot of crochet, and I tried knitting. And Skip would say, what are you doing that for? He said, it just makes you look old. So I quit.
What's that?
When I tried knitting, and you just said, why are you doing that for?
All
It makes you
women
look
do
old.
that.
Well, you told me not to, so I didn't.
Just like coming down to a retirement community. One thing I said for sure, forever, I said I'm not going to go to a basket weaving class.
Yeah. And Bill B says, Portillo's in Middleton across the street from the high school opens this Tuesday. Try the Italian beef and the Maxwell Street
I'll tell you, that's a good
Polish
location for them, across the street from the high school.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah, every kid out of school will be over there.
But don't think Portillo's is hot dogs only. They're not. They do beef sandwiches and roast beef sandwiches
and hamburgers.
Yeah, and like they have a lot of other stuff, not just hot dogs, but they're known for their hot dogs.
Yeah, I'm not big on hot dogs, period.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, I can do one once in a while, but I don't know, man. I'm a mustard and hot dog guy at the ballpark. I don't need all this stuff on it.
Yeah.
Even though I had a hot dog somewhere, it might have been Bozo's. I'm not sure. I went in there and it wasn't a regular hot dog. It's the big fat dogs they used to have. They called them something. They're not sausage. It's regular hot dogs, but they're anyway. I got one of those, and it was a sauerkraut dog. They had their homemade sauerkraut to put on top of it with a little bit of mustard. Damn, that was good.
Yeah. And then and the Polish, we always got those when you go to the fair or somewhere like that, and and they have the Polish dogs with, you get the kraut on them or onions or whatever. And but like I said, Portillo's does it right. I mean, they probably charge you out the yin yang because that's how they make the big store.
When it comes to sauerkraut, it depends on how it's made. I mean, there's tons of different flavors when it comes to sauerkraut. My grandma made her own, and even grandma, she ate sauerkraut, and I would eat it because grandma made it. But every now and then, she would open up the ball jars. She would open one of them jars up, and whew, man.
I just got a message, and I believe it's probably Sean Paul said he left some treats on the table for Buddy. We should have come in.
Yeah, why didn't he come on back here?
Yeah, I don't know if he knew he was back here or not, but he may be on his lunch hour like he did last time.
If he's watching, he just put a message on there. He knows we're back here.
Oh, okay.
Duh.
Well, I just the message just come up that he left treats on the table for Buddy. Now, Okay, Reagan says you have to get the trolley to and from Sawgrass. On our way back, the sales lady said, we just learned 2 weeks ago that Fred Karamapur is opening a new steakhouse, Prime and Ember. Yes.
Well, I'm shocked.
Yeah, and that's, like I said, that's in the Eastport area. And I said, that was one of those that they said the opening, I think, was at the end of toward the end of this year. And yeah, we've known that for months, so. Oh, okay. Karen says the tour was the outside amenities and the welcome home center. Oh, okay. I knew it was limited. It wasn't, all of the town or anything like that, but I knew it was limited, but I didn't know exactly what it was. Wiggin says correct. So you walked around and saw tennis courts and dog parks and pickleball courts, basically the stuff they have to open next week because they're opening the sales center. Yeah, basically. And Laura said, Bill B, I should get an Italian beef. One Portillo's is located about 2 miles from me in suburban Chicago. Wow.
Somebody else sent me a message in one of my YouTube videos.
Okay.
I've seen it on there about the Italian beef. I've heard 2 or 3 people say that their Italian beef is pretty good.
Well, I said, I was raised on hot dogs.
But I don't know how
when
big
we
those things are. How many times have we went to a restaurant and you'd order a sandwich and I'd order a sandwich and sandwiches would come are so damn big we could have cut it in half and made a meal out of it.
Yeah, but like I said, we have different tastes too. I like a sloppy sandwich.
I don't eat as
You
much.
don't.
I don't eat as much as I used to.
Yeah.
I mean, I could go to Wendy's at one time and I'd get a triple burger, maybe a double to go along with that, depending on how hard I worked that day. Order of fries and a Coke. Today, I'm lucky to eat a single.
Yeah. Yeah, and you eat like 1 time a day. But yeah, an Italian beef. Like I said, I was raised on hot dogs, and I love hot dogs, and I want to try theirs, even though I don't eat that kind of meat. But I'm going to try their hot dogs when I go there. I don't eat red meat.
Well, you said you didn't eat that kind of meat.
Yeah.
So what kind of meat do
I
you
don't eat red meat.
So you eat black meat?
No.
You eat white meat?
Anyhow.
You eat white meat?
But the Italian beef, and I remember my mother going to a certain place to get the Italian beef sandwiches, and they always had the cooked mangoes on them, or the cooked green peppers on them. Now that's an Italian roast beef, and I said you can't get that in restaurants anymore. So I said I'm hoping that's what their beef is. So.
Laura says 500,000 Social Security recipients still get a paper check mail. Really? I thought they stopped that years ago because they sent my dad a thing saying that he had to have a bank account to have it direct deposited, and he didn't want it.
And when I seen that thing, I thought the same thing. I'd seen that before. And I said, because mine started out as a paper check, and then it went to the deposit, but I thought they'd stopped that a long time ago, but I seen
Apparently
in the
not.
paper. Oh, Becky says, Rosemary, I've not heard that Canadians aren't welcome. I live on the Alberta border. I see lots of Canadians.
I was going to say, up there where our granddaughter lives, you've seen the video on our RV channel. I showed the customs office right there. I went to it.
Yeah.
And I showed a big parking lot there where Canadians bring cars and things that they build up there down to America, and they park them on this lot, and that's so the Americans can. Business is going back and forth like normal.
Yeah.
Now, I know that there's this tariff thing going on. I'm not involved with that. I don't really give a shit one way or the other about it. You want to know the truth? But the fact that people spreading the rumor that Canadians aren't welcome, that's what I take exception to, because I never said that. Did you ever hear me say that?
Yeah. And Darrison says, Rosemary, we welcome Canadians. I married one.
There you go.
There you go.
So your kids are half real and half fake.
VS says the absolute worst is Gilbo Realty. He doesn't even live in Florida.
Who?
There's a lot of them, Gilbo. There's
I
a lot
wouldn't
of
want to
them.
mention names, but that could be one of them that they put a lot of information out there that's really, it's clickbait. That's all it is clickbait.
Yeah. And Laura says Canada is the best next door neighbor the U.S. could have. Yeah, and I think we've got along for years. The other disagreements are not in our wheelhouse, so we love y'all. Becky says I agree with you, Skip, on the realtor from New York. He's putting out wrong information. A lot of them are, and that's the bad thing. It's just like the STD thing. that happened with wrong information. Somebody was trying to get listeners or watchers, and
all he was trying to do was sell a book.
Yeah, and so they put out that stuff, and it's one of those things. If you see it enough times, you believe it. And I said, on the internet, I mean, everybody.
On YouTube, there's 2 ways you can do a video. We try to put out information to help people out. That's always been our channel. We give you enough information to help you out to decide, do you want to live here or do you not want to live here? And if you got questions, we bring we bring things up that you should ask questions about. But there are some, and I know a lot of them, it's all about how many people can I get to watch and subscribe to my channel. That's the number 1 priority. It ain't the information or anything. So what do? Why are they leaving the villages? Did you hear about them leaving? 10,000 people moved out last month. That's all bull. It's all bull. And it's all about getting you to click on it, watch the video and subscribe. And that's all fine if that's what they want to do. But I want you to know that you're part of false information because you are influencing them people to keep doing it.
Yeah. Wiggins says they are opening a new coffee shop, the Lucky Goat, a new ice cream store.
I wouldn't go there because
Sundays,
of that name. Somebody sent me that, and I said, I wouldn't go to a coffee shop called Lucky Goat.
and a new restaurant,
What is it,
tacos and tequila. I don't know. That's stupid, just because of the
I
name.
think Jose ought to take his coffee wagon, and park it right there in their parking lot.
Wiggins said the restaurant and hotel Eastport will be Mediterranean and it's called Yamas, which I would now
would
call
try that.
either Hamas or no.
I've had Mediterranean food, and I kind of liked it if they had the stuff that I've had before. I would try Mediterranean food. Matter of fact, I got a salad somewhere. I want to say it's Subway, a sandwich, Mediterranean sub sandwich or something. I'm not sure, but I liked it.
Yeah.
Denise Kills, thanks for being a YouTube member. Anybody that's got a name on there that's green, that means they're a YouTube member.
Okay. Let's see. VS says Bilbo is a complete mess. Dude just makes things up. Well,
Well, if you look,
Patrick says he likes Bilbo and Ira, so.
you guys can watch it all you want. Hey, it's a free country. Still is. You can watch anything you want. But I'm just saying, I mean, I just think it's confusing for people that doesn't know about the place, really. They've never been here. They're considering coming down and checking the place out. This kind of information is going to confuse them. They're going to hear what I have to say. They're going to hear what maybe the village's newcomers, they're pretty honest, or hear what Robin may have to say, or hear what Ira may have to say, and then go listen to these other people and go, well, that's not what that guy said over there. Say it gets confusing.
Yeah. Lavinia Allen says, hey, Sue and Skip, Matt and Lavinia Allen here. Love your Porch Settin. Thanks for all your great information you share and your honest opinions. We will be there next month for our first lifestyle. Well, congratulations. You'll love it here.
Hey, out of curiosity, where's your lifestyle going to be at? I mean, sooner or later, they're going to have lifestyle visits where you can stay down at Eastport area. And I don't know when that's going to be.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, and
Goat.
and Patrick says he's aware, but he still likes him, so.
Hey, that's me. I'm the goat. Greatest of all time.
Oh, yeah. Alfonso Smith says, what's the process from Pennsylvania to Florida with my Social Security? Is it a hard process to transfer? That you have to talk to our Medicare expert.
Yeah, Craig Morrison. Smartest guy I've ever met when it comes to this kind of stuff. I kid you not.
Yeah, and
he's a hard man to get a hold of. He's a hard man to make an appointment with because he's so busy. But just hang in there because I'm telling you, it'll be worth your time to talk to him.
But it's not a hard process. It really isn't. We've all done it.
What are you talking about?
Social Security from Pennsylvania to Florida.
What?
And I said the only
transfer?
Yeah, the only thing I did is just transfer from bank to bank.
Yeah, I never transferred anything. I just put it in a new bank account.
Yeah, and that's all you do. Just move it from one bank account to another. And but yeah.
Now, Medicare might be a little different. I don't know if Medicare, like say in Indiana, do I have to transfer to Medicare in Florida? I don't know that.
Yeah, and that's where you need to talk to.
You need to talk to. So I got Medicare while I lived in Florida. But if I already had it in Indiana, do I have to transfer it to here? I don't know that.
Yeah. And Kevin is advertising his house. 1963 Harding Path, new roof, HVAC, hot water tank, landscaping, and painted the living room, kitchen, and Florida room. They all got a nice house in the what is that area? I keep forgetting where Kevin's at.
Ain't that Penny Camp?
Yeah, well, yeah, I
Kevin,
think.
what is that? Is that Penny Camp up there? It's a nice area. It's a good location. I forget the village.
Yeah, I do too. And then I know it's just right there, but I can't think of it.
What I
Okay.
liked about his area, more than anything, when you're there, you'll see what I'm talking about. One of them little hidden things that people don't think about is Kevin's house is not sitting on a through street at all.
Yeah.
You go into his neighborhood, and then the roads go to the right, and then goes to the left. And I think they just go around in kind of like a circle, and you go out the same way you come in. There's no through street there, so people won't be cutting through your neighborhood to get to the new Costco store.
Yeah, and with all that new stuff, with the new roof, and that's the big money stuff.
I don't know where it went. I heard it hit the floor, and
I
it
did
just
too.
disappeared.
I don't know
Oh,
where
there
it
it is.
Okay, there you go. Anyhow. Oh, and Mark Sears says Skip heard the guy from Tennessee was caught, not the one in Wyoming. Okay. Yeah, that makes more sense. They were looking for one from Tennessee also,
Oh,
and that's who they caught.
oh, maybe that's who it
He
was.
said he just
I don't
looked
know.
again,
Maybe
so.
that's who it was. I just
Yeah.
seen where he caught through the guy. I assumed it was the same guy.
Yeah, well, she said she thought it was weird. Local news hadn't reported his capture, so
Well, no.
that's what it was. I
They
said it
should
was the
have
wrong
been the
guy.
first people to hear about it because people up there are probably nervous about this crazy nutball running around.
Yeah.
They got on the doorbell camera where the guy walked up to a lady's house in her backyard in the middle of the night, and he was carrying a long rifle. He was carrying it. So he still got his weapon. I wouldn't
Okay.
deal with a guy like that. He come walking to my house with a gun. I just shoot him dead. I kid you not. I have no qualms about that whatsoever.
Mark Sears says we've had Canada smoke most all summer in southern lower Michigan.
Have what?
Had the Canadians smoke practically all summer in southern lower Michigan.
All summer this year?
Yeah. Well, I know, when we were in North Dakota, it was
The
fire
reason
was
why I
going.
ask is because I watch Nomadic Fanatic all the time. He's in the UP right now,
Okay.
and he said anything about that.
Oh, well. I said one of those things where it depends on which way the winds are blowing. Wiggins says we're going to Portillo's today for their soft opening. We needed reservations. Cool.
They have a soft opening today?
Yeah.
Huh.
And Jerry Bell.
Huh?
Jerry Bell says Sue lives in Skip's nut house.
What does he say?
He said, I live in your nut house.
I live in her nut house.
Yeah, Becky said the Tennessee guy was caught. I can't find anything about the Montana
Oh,
guy.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he had the wrong guy.
I had the wrong guy.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah, and Lisa, yeah, we just got our first Costco, and there's plenty of them in Florida, but like I said, ours just opened today.
Well, most of them
So, this
here,
morning.
that's Costco nuts. They go down to Claremont.
Yeah,
There's a Costco at Claremont, which is how far from here?
I don't know, 45 minutes.
45 minutes. 45 minutes. That equates to an hour and a half on a good day driving just to go to Costco.
Well, so they've got to have something going on. That many people, and like our neighbors used to go Costco every
I know.
other week.
I know.
Yeah. Well,
I think they're nuts.
and yeah, Lisa, it's a big deal down here, but I said they do have several of them. Ours is kind of the one that's just opening. So,
What's the store they had in Indianapolis? I'm sure they're all over the place. I didn't care for the store. Everything's way overpriced, but they had weird stuff in there that you can't get anywhere else.
IKEA?
No, it was a grocery store.
Oh, grocery store?
I used to go in there and get the not cinnamon. What do you call them little seed things they put on donuts sometimes, or on bread? They have the wheat
Sesame seeds?
sesame seed. They had sesame seed cashew peanuts. Remember them?
Yeah.
What store was that?
Trader Joe's?
Trader Joe's. I went to Trader Joe's just to get those sesame seed cashew peanuts. I just did. I went in there for. But I did walk around there and look around. They had stuff I've never heard of, stuff I've never seen before. But man, you're going to pay for it.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And that's the way most of them are. I love Fresh Market for the steaks, but everything else in there, I'm not
You don't eat red
interested.
meat.
I buy it for you.
Then how do you know it's any good?
Because you tell
All you
me.
know is
You tell me.
that for me.
Yeah.
But the next guy may go, well, this is crap.
Well, that's true.
I'll tell you what's hard to find down here is good hamburger.
Yeah.
We get hamburger, it's okay, but I mean, hamburger should not have a bunch of gristle in it. I go to McDonald's to get a McDonald's burger, the cheap McDonald's that nobody likes. I've never had gristle in my hamburger.
And I said Fresh Market probably would be good for that too. But I don't buy that often, so. Denise Kell says, hi folks, enjoying a beautiful day in the village of Bel Air. Well, hi Denise. And I said, I hope you're enjoying this day. It's really pretty out.
Let me turn my camera around if I can, so you guys can see what our backyard looks like. Ain't much here, I'll tell you. Let me find it here. Where's it at? Ooh, there's a screen. Let me move the screen out. Well, you still see the screen, don't you? Yeah. Never mind. That was a bad idea.
Yeah, it just was dark that way. No. But anyhow, it is a beautiful day. I hope you're enjoying it, Denise. Let's see. Laura says, Alfonso, if you have an account on the Social Security website, I would check there. Yeah, and like I said, I don't think there's a whole lot to it. Like I said, we just transferred bank accounts down here and made them aware of it. But other than that, there wasn't a lot to it.
So I didn't do anything other than I know a bank account number.
Oh, and the Tennessee guy was the one that left the baby on someone's lawn.
Oh, okay.
The Montana guy killed 4 people in Anaconda is still on the loose. Okay.
Yeah. He's got psychological problems. And he's had them for a long time.
Well, you know.
That guy should be in a psycho ward.
Yeah. Let's see. Florence Keenan. Crap. Says they're having tours at Eastport. You can get into the sales center and the rec center, and you can walk around a little bit. Yeah, that's some of our subscribers on here told us about, they had been on the tour and told us what they were seeing there.
I'm getting tired of picking this thing up.
You ain't been picking it up.
I have been picking it up.
Okay. Okay. Laura says, Alfonso, I think you would need your Florida address and Florida bank account number to transfer your Social Security account. Yes.
Do you? Mm-hmm. Maybe. I don't know. See, that's where a medical expert take care of that for you. Just tell him what you got, what you're doing, where you live, all this and that. And he'll come to your house and he'll sit down with you and go over everything.
Yeah.
He'll go over things maybe you don't even know about.
Jeffrey Winninghouse says, hi, Skip and Sue. Love watching your news and insights on the villages. We're really looking forward to Harry and the natives. Oh, yeah, that's they have took their time about building that. They really have, because I think they wanted to, dot all the I's and cross all the T's. But it's going to be one heck of a place. I mean, really, that rec center, anyhow, is really nice. And, I took my grandson down there fishing last year. And I said, we had a good time, but it was really, really too hot. But they had a pier that went out, and it had a cover over it. I forget what they call them. But anyhow, it was nice because we could fish inside that and wouldn't have to get out in the sun when it was so hot. But we didn't hang around too long because I said they were doing construction there at the time. But that Lake Okahumpka, that rec center is really, really beautiful. And the Harry and the Natives, it will be, they've hyped it a lot. But it will be something because it's going to be outside. They're going to have outside seating, inside seating, a lot of entertainment along the water there. And it'll be a real plus. So, yeah, I'm not sure if they've actually announced when they're going to open yet, but they're on their way. Let's see.
Well, I heard the rental prices are going up in Florida. Florida's like hotels; it's all seasonal. If you rent a house here, say for a month or 3 months or whatever in the winter, that's peak season. You'll pay the most. You'll pay there. If you're renting it by the year, 12 months out of the year, you get a better deal. And I don't care where you go in Florida. That's just the way it is.
Yeah. I mean, Denise thinks we're funny. Mm-hmm. Denise says you two are funny.
I'm funny.
Okay. And Laura says, my hot dog toppings are mustard, relish, pickle, and tomato. No sport peppers or ketchup. Well, everybody's different.
Ketchup on hot dogs is sin.
She said no sport peppers or ketchup.
I was gonna say, you go to the ballpark, I don't even think they even offer ketchup. It's all about mustard. Mustard and all.
Yeah, and Laura says my doggy,
Ketchup on a hamburger, mustard on a hot dog.
my doggy Josie loves her hot dog. You know, I've tried to get him to Buddy, and he just won't eat them. You know, he's a weird dog. He's as picky as Skip is when it comes to food. I haven't seen a dog before that would turn down meat, but he does. Yeah, there's a few that he likes. He likes ham, and he likes the summer sausage. But other than that, it's really hard, other than chicken, to get anything down him. And yes, Becky, I do eat chicken. I don't eat a lot of it, but I do eat it because otherwise, you know, you're really cutting down your source of protein. But like I say, I eat a lot of fish. Fish and chicken is about it. But I don't do red meat because of the inflammation in my knee. So just one of those things I noticed when we was on the road, when we were traveling, you know, you don't get much of a choice of what to eat, some of these places. And so I ate a lot of meat that I don't normally eat. And as I could feel it. By the time we got back, I couldn't hardly bend my leg. It was so swelled. But
Darson Hanger said, news out of Florida is there's a lot of uptick in crime in trucks and vehicles and long-term storage and company storage. Have you heard of this affecting things around your area? Not here. We don't have that much illegal immigrants around here. There's some, I'm sure. But what you're talking about, I saw that report. That was in Tampa. And Tampa has got a lot of migrants over there. Most of them are illegal. They've got the National Guard, not National Guard, the Coast Guard cutters now are going up and down the shoreline over there. And they're catching a lot of them. But yeah, they when they want to steal something, they don't care what they destroy to get to it. Like, matter of fact, years ago, even in Indiana, and I'm sure here too, there was a big deal of people stealing catalytic converters out from underneath your vehicle. They'd go in there with a hacksaw or whatever, and they just cut the thing right out. They didn't care what kind of damage they'd done to your car. Well, here's the same thing on the semi-trucks. What they're stealing is the, I won't call them ICU, but that might be right. That might be a hospital term, ICU. Anyway, the computer boards and stuff that goes in these semi-trucks, and there can be many of them in there. They're stealing those because they can sell them pretty quick on the market.
oh, okay. Let's see. And the fact is, just when you're coming to the Costco, it's open. It's going to be a while. Yeah, it's going to be a while, but probably I'll come with my girls instead of going by myself. We'll all come at once just to check it out. So, and I am curious, but you know, I'm not crazy. I don't think that whatever they give away free was not worth going at 5:30 in the morning to me. Greg Gray says hello from Alabama. Hello, Alabama. And BS says lifestyle is now staying on Wellpoint. Okay. I wasn't sure. I thought it was, I knew it was down in that area somewhere, but wasn't sure that lifestyle visits are now in Wellpoint.
They move them all the time as they build more and more, and they keep moving them. And I didn't know where they were at.
And Jose Jalva says Eastport sounds interesting. It does. I mean, they've given a lot of hype, but I think being the newest town square, it will have a lot of things that everybody's asked for, just like the rec center in town. I mean, that's not happening in the other three towns. So it is kind of cool. So there'll be some things there that you won't expect. The one thing that I noticed, and I seen some things from other people that noticed it, is it looked like for the waterfront and where they have the bandstand area and all, the parking was pretty sparse, I thought, for what I think will happen down there. There just wasn't that much parking in that area.
We said the same thing about Sawgrass when they were building it.
Yeah, and it's that way. It's not enough parking.
Well, this ain't big enough.
Yeah.
And they said, well, they don't expect a lot of people here. And I'm looking around at all the building they were doing. I said, you don't?
Yeah. Oh, and then Jerry was nice enough to put up Craig's phone number. And I said, Craig is our Medicare expert, and he's helped a lot of people out that we know of. And so, you know, it may take a while to get a hold of him because I said, this is his busy season. You know, going into October is his busiest season, but he's still pretty busy right now. So
I don't know everybody here. I mean, I know Craig's probably not the only guy that does Medicare stuff, but he's the one that I personally know. And what he knows, and we've had him on our show before, answer your questions once in a while. And so as they say, when you know, you know. And I know Craig can pretty much take care of any questions you may have.
Yeah. And Karen said the trolley tours to the Street of Dreams that currently leave from Sawgrass will be leaving from Eastport starting Monday, August 18th. Okay.
What's leaving Eastport?
The trolley tours for the Street of Dreams, that's your housing.
Yeah.
It'll leave from Eastport starting Monday at the Welcome Center, I
Oh, they
assume.
don't want you driving your golf cart down to the Street of Dreams so you can walk through them?
No, I don't think so, not yet.
You can see what's going on, don't you? Well, I do.
And Kevin lives in Buttonwood.
Oh, Buttonwood, okay.
Yeah, Buttonwood. Yeah, I knew it was something to be.
Camp, Buttonwood, and then there's another one right there. There's like three of St. Charles, maybe, all of them right there together.
Okay, and Lavinia Allen says, Skip, they haven't given us the exact location yet, but our understanding is our house will be on Well Point. Well, great. I think Lavinia Allen.
Who?
Lavinia Allen. That must somebody new. Yeah, you must be new, Lavinia. I've never heard that name before.
Is Jerry in Well Point?
I think so.
Well, you're going to be next door neighbors to our old buddy Jerry.
Yeah.
And go over and tap on his door. He'll take you in there and give you a free margarita.
And Denise Gill says, Buddy owns you too. He does. I'm afraid to say that we spoiled him rotten, and I said he's getting to the point now where his barking sometimes gets really unbearable, and it's our fault. We know that he barks when he wants something, and like I said, I shouldn't have let him do that, but I'm not great at training dogs. Never have been. All I do is just love them and feed them, play with them. Yes. Jeffrey Whitingall says Medicare supplement plan premiums are based on where you live. Florida premiums are higher than Indiana.
That might be true. I don't know that.
Yeah. But
if you have, see, here's the thing. If you have Blue Cross and Blue Shield in Indiana, unless you're a full-time resident here, I don't know if you can get Blue Cross Blue Shield of Indiana.
No, you have to get Florida Blue.
That's what I mean. Yeah. So I think you're kind of forced to get.
But that's why, it's still Blue Cross Blue Shield, but they all have their own. And I said, when Skip worked at UPS, they actually bid on which Blue Cross they was going to get, because I think when you was last there, it was Blue Cross Blue Shield of Ohio, because they were the cheapest bid.
Well, the thing is, I think it's a company's way of trying to force you off of their insurance so the company don't have to pay all this extra money. And here's the deal. And to this day, I hold a grudge against UPS for doing this kind of stuff. And I also kind of hold a grudge on the Teamsters for allowing that company to keep doing this kind of stuff. It's legal, but it's rotten. Sue had a very expensive treatments that had to be done at that time, 3 days a month, 3 consecutive days a month, forever. There's no end to it. And it was like $6,000 or $9,000 or whatever $1,000 per treatment. So we're talking $25,000, $30,000 a month, give or take. And so when I don't know what you call it, but at the end of the year, when we had to sign up for whatever we wanted to do again every year, that's when UPS would take bids. But we would never get notified of it. So you still got Blue Cross and Blue Shield, but now it's Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois. And then the next time it might be Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kentucky. And then Blue Shield. Well, every time that they'd done that, Sue'd go in for treatments. We didn't know that the insurance changed. And the doctor would tell us that they refused to pay. Now, we get a bill for $27,000 because they didn't pay. And when we're finding out why, well, because the Blue Cross and Blue Shield, the first one we had was Blue Cross Blue Shield of Indiana. And then they went to Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kentucky and then Illinois. Well, the Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kentucky says, well, we didn't approve that treatment. So yeah, Blue Cross and Blue Blue Shield of Indiana approved that treatment. We did not approve that treatment, and they wouldn't pay. And then they would go to Blue Cross, and the Illinois did the same thing. We didn't approve that.
So every time they changed insurance, I had to get the approval, which took months sometimes.
And she had a doctor that was just phenomenally great about this. He showed her one time a stack of paperwork of all of her treatments in a lifetime that he had to send in. And there was a lady sitting over in the corner, one at a time, faxing all this stuff to them. And then eventually they would say, okay, and pay it. But it's just rotten for a company to do that.
Yeah. But, they have to look at their bottom line. That's what they were interested in. So, And Laura says, I enrolled in Medicare Supplement Part G through Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. I was told this plan is accepted by any doctor in any state that accepts Medicare. And I confirmed this with Craig. Okay.
Oh, that's probably true. I don't know all that.
But yeah, check with Craig or if not Craig, another Medicare expert, because they don't make it easy for the average person to figure this stuff out. And you don't want to be like us and find out 3 months later that you owe $100,000 because they didn't pay it for some reason. So, but yeah, that's check and make sure. But like I said, that's the way I would do that before I moved, and make sure you know what you need. Hey, Robin, we knew you'd be here, and we have your sign out, but I guess it's backwards because the computer's backwards or the iPad's backwards. So, but yeah, TR Mains, that's who made our beautiful sign. And let's see. We hope you're having a great day. Thanks. I think you're in Oklahoma. Is it Oklahoma? I think so. But yeah, we hope you're having some pretty good weather. And I mean, this year's been unreal as far as the heat goes. There was hot days in some places that didn't expect it. But then Becky, in where she's at, she said they've had a cooler summer than what they normally get. So I said, you can't change Mother Nature. She does what she wants.
We're supposed to be getting a cool down. I seen it on the news.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was supposed to be here by now, but maybe not. Maybe this weekend or something. And
Yeah.
when I say cool down, I'm not sure what they're talking about. What, 110 down to 90? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and that's what said, we cooled down from 100 to, like the high was only supposed to be 95 today. So, let me see. Actually says that.
Well, with all these windows shut out here and no insulation in the attic right up above us here, it was 100 and something out here a while ago.
Yeah, and I don't know why it doesn't do that. I'm next to my phone, but anyhow, the high was supposed to be 95 according to the paper. So, and Laura says, Craig Morrison said my Medicare Part G supplement through Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois is somewhat cheaper than what I could get in Florida, which surprised me. Yeah, that surprises me too, Laura. But I was fortunate enough. Indiana did away with the Plan F, and but when I got to Florida, they still had it. So I actually was able to get on Plan F, and now they've done away with it down here. But I'm grandfathered in, so I still have the Plan F, and it, I don't know how much of a difference there is from Plan G. I know there's a little bit of a difference, and I think a lot of the difference was in plasma or blood transfusion, stuff like that. I think that was where a lot of the difference was. But anyhow, I'm glad I got it, and I'm not letting it go anymore. Let's see. Becky Forward says the Montana guy walked into a bar at 10:30 in the morning while folks were having coffee and shot and killed 4 people.
Oh, I thought he killed people in the bar?
Yeah, that's what the Montana guy did.
Why?
Nobody knows.
Or he's just a psycho nutball?
He lived next door, I guess, but they had a picture of him on the TV when he was leaving that place. Wow. I mean, you could kind of tell there's something wrong. Let's see. Becky says in small towns in Montana.
Wasn't it Montana where, can't think, the Unabomber, what was his name? I was going to say Kaczynski.
Yeah.
Didn't he live in a cabin in Montana? Sure does breed a lot of weird stuff up there.
So Becky says in small towns in Montana, it's very common to go have coffee at the local bars.
Montana is where Dick got off the highway in a semi-truck and said, I'm going to go find me some goo-goo guy pan. I said, where in the hell are you going to find goo-goo guy pan out here in the middle of nowhere? My God, he found it. That's a story that I can tell.
Now, Denise says, I love Costco, especially when I can shop online and have it delivered. Yeah, that's the thing I liked about Sam's Club, because depending on what card you have, like I said, the delivery and all, it's just like with Amazon. I keep Amazon Prime because my delivery is free. And I actually get the channel on the TV. So to me, it was a win-win. But I'm the same way with Sam's Club. I have this particular card because it does do the delivery, and I don't have to worry about that. All I have to worry about is the what I pay the driver. The tip that you give the driver. That's all you have to worry about. And that, you do that right online. You don't have to come in contact with them at all if you don't want to. So, and I would be, truthfully, I got to tell you, I would be more inclined to give them more money if I come in contact with them. So I'm better off if I just don't go to the door. And TR says, it looks like a beautiful day in the village. It's very hot and sunny in Oklahoma.
It is sunny, blue skies, white puffy clouds.
Yeah, and it's hot.
Every time about this time of day, the white clouds start showing up. That's just usually a precursor of rain late this afternoon, probably around 5 or 6 o'clock. And, it's just typical. This is like every day this happens.
Yeah, this is the rainy season, excuse me. Hi, Barbara. Let's see, Darrison says, question, news out of Florida is that there is an uptick in crime on, went there, okay.
Yeah, I would say it's an uptick. It's just another way that they're stealing stuff to sell it. That'll disappear. And then next thing you know, there'll be home invasions, a bunch of home invasions somewhere. Yeah. And that'll disappear. Matter of fact, out west here not long ago, it was football players, I think, or baseball players, basketball players. Yeah, they were breaking into these people's homes and stealing their rings, their jerseys, and I guess that's over now. And so they go on, they find something else.
Yeah. Oh, and Amanda Hood says there's an active shooter at Fort Stewart in Georgia. Wow, you wonder what the heck's going on. And I said, it's just...
What's it, Fort Stewart?
Fort Stewart in Georgia.
What about
active shooter?
Yeah.
They're just reported, I guess.
People are just crazy. That's all, you can blame anything you want to, but the fact of it is, people are just crazy. It just doesn't make sense to me. None of this in the world, they just hear it's a world. It just ain't making any sense to me is what is happening to people? Is it the air we breathe? Is the food we're eating? What the hell's going on?
Barbara Abner says, have you heard if rental prices have gone up?
No.
Not that I know of.
Unless you're doing short-term rentals, then you're getting into the season where, they're going to start going up, just like hotel prices. But if you rent something long-term, that's your best deal here in the villages. I can't speak for all of Florida, but here in the villages, long-term rentals are the best price, and it's a stable price.
It just kind of depends on what time of year it is.
Just know who you're renting from, because you don't want to rent a home from somebody and you lived in it for 6 months and they come knocking on your door saying, hey, I just sold this place. You got to get out.
Yeah. And Barbara says, I'm looking for October, and they went up. Yeah, October is the best month to be here.
October through, I'll say April is pretty much the highest part of the year.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's because the rain settles down, the heat settles down.
Season's over.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where, that's a good time to come here.
And the fact of it is that 90% of everybody up north is all wanting to come down. So there's if you don't want to rent it, there's 50 people over here that will. Yeah. And they raise the price because they can. That's really what it boils down to.
Okay, and Barbara Abner says, Laura, sauerkraut. Yeah, I love sauerkraut, but I like a good old-fashioned hot dog to start with. I like a Chicago dog.
Does sauerkraut make you fart?
No.
Would you tell me if it did?
I wouldn't. Yeah. And sauerkraut is really good, and I love sauerkraut. Used to, when you go to a funeral, the church ladies would all bring dinner in for the people at the funeral, and that's the one thing that I always loved when they'd bring to a funeral was the sauerkraut and sausage. And I said, because that's not something I didn't eat at home. We did hot dogs, but we never had it with sausage. But they always had big sausages in the sauerkraut, and most of the sauerkraut at that time was homemade. My mom made sauerkraut in the big ceramic vats, and like I said, you won't find that kind of sauerkraut anymore, unless I think sometimes you can find the German sauerkraut might be that good, but yeah. Kathy B in the 603 says, if someone lives in the very south end of the villages, the drive time to the Claremont Costco might not be that much different than driving to the new Costco on 466. That's right.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, and I said the distances here, because of from the north end to the south end. It keeps getting bigger all the time. So yeah, it probably wouldn't be any different. Although
Janet
they
says
don't.
the temperature in Sunrise, Arizona is 113 degrees.
Wow.
But that's the desert. We went across there in our motorhome once, going out to California, and we stayed at the last Cracker Barrel on Interstate 8, right before you cross the California line, because that's the last place to get gas at a reasonable price. And I don't know what the temperature was, but I did a video. You can hear me complaining walking across the parking lot. My God, it was hot.
If y'all don't know, we've got another channel called Skip and Sue RV Thing. It's our RV channel. When we travel, that's what we use. And you can go and see all of our old videos in the archives and see some of the places we've been. And it was kind of eye-opening to me. I was trying to explain to my brother the other day. He's thinking about buying either a
Ouch!
motorhome or a camper, and he wanted to know what was my preference. But I
Her
told
preference is a car and a hotel room.
no, it's not. But anyhow, I told him to go look at our archives and look at some of the trips that we've taken and some of the interesting places. And they're touristy, I know. But I mean, I've heard about some of these places all my life, and I wanted to see them. You know, like going to Roswell. I mean, there's nothing
We didn't do
to.
all touristy stuff.
Well, I mean, that's something I've heard about for years. The Roswell and the Cadillac Ranch.
Oh, well, that's but I'm just saying, we don't do all touristy stuff.
No, but I mean, that was, some of them were a little disappointing. The Cadillac Ranch was.
Like that graveyard at the top of the mountain, wherever the hell we was at, in Williams, Arizona. We walked through the forest. And there's a graveyard in it.
Oh, yeah.
That went way back there.
Yeah.
And I did a video of that. Probably not very interesting, but how many times have you been out in the woods and seen a huge graveyard in the middle of nowhere at the top of a mountain?
Yeah, but believe it or not, we can travel together. But yeah, you ought to go to the RV channel and kind of look at some of our videos. Okay, let's see. Karen says, Skip's Chef Boyardee is on sale at Winn-Dixie this week. 5 cans for $5. Got him. Oh, we got that taken care of. And
I had to tell her to get me some more chicken and noodle soup.
yeah, because they have to be a certain kind.
Have to be a certain kind.
Yeah, and so I got 3 cases.
Yeah, because I use that chicken noodle soup to make my rice.
Yeah.
And it infuses into the rice. I know a little bit. Not much.
Kevin says, new band playing tomorrow night at Lake Sumter, a band called Barfly, 80s rock. Yeah, they just last month they've come out with 11 or 12 new bands that they've added to the cadre that they had here, which they're going to need it. They're opening in Eastport too. So there's 4 town squares and Sawgrass. So and Edna's actually has bands in the afternoon. So yeah, like I said, I'm hoping some of them are as good as what the old ones were, because we really appreciated the old ones. We don't go to the town square that much, so we really don't pay
JC's
attention.
fairly new, I think. JC?
Yeah, JC Gallagher. JC Gallagher is one of our subscribers here.
He's a single player. He's not a band.
Yeah,
Boy,
but he can sing.
Plays his heart out when he's playing.
Yeah, he really does. And I said, we usually go see him. He's only here like 1 week out of the month because they haven't moved yet. He's got a house here, but he hasn't moved yet because his wife's still working. But like I said, when he comes down, he hits all the places. He goes to Blondie's, he goes to Boomers, he goes to World of Beer, and so there's a lot of places. But while he's here, he's always
Last time
singing.
He's here, I think they said one day he played at
Boomers.
Huh?
Boomers.
No, steakhouse down there at Brownwood.
Cody's.
Cody's, yeah. One day at Cody's.
Yeah, well, I know
I'm
he
not
stays
big on
busy.
that because Cody's outside right there. It's just hard.
Yeah, but wherever he's at, like I said, he puts on a good show, and we love listening to him. And we've had so much going on, we haven't been able to go see him for a while. But yeah, if you get a chance, go listen to him. He's really, really good.
Yeah, he supports our channel.
He sure does.
He's a Patreon member, I think. Is he?
Yes.
Is he?
Yes.
Patreon member, Discord member, And then on here, he'll throw us a super chat once in a while, which I give it back to him when I go to his shows. Whatever he gives me on here, if he gives us a $20 super chat, when I go to a show, I throw 20 bucks in the thing there and give it back to him.
Yeah, Elizabeth Chamberlain says, hey, Skip and Sue, greetings from Chicago. I just finished exercising. Watching you on Porch Settin helped make the time go by quickly. I guess we're good for a laugh. Yeah, and I said, me and Betty got our exercise in early this morning before it got hot. So, but Robin says, I wonder how many more people have moved to the villages since we visited in October of 2023.
We should watch that real estate company. They're leaving in the groves. Thousands are leaving the villages.
Oh, honey, there's been thousands move here, I think. And I said, we get those quarterly things that give you how many people moved in, how many people moved out, that kind of thing.
I don't know if they can really keep track of that anymore, except through census, and they don't do census every year. I don't know when. Last time we had it done was probably 8 or 9 years ago.
But I tell you, since 2023, though, that whole south end has opened up.
Well, that's what I mean. I don't know that they won't really know the exact population here. I don't think until census.
Okay.
I think that's how it works.
Oh, and Kevin says Jerry's in Water's Edge, not Well Point.
Oh, okay. I know they're all down there. Water something. It's all about water.
Yeah.
So that means you have to take a golf cart to Jerry's house to get that free margarita.
And Karen says, yes, lifestyle visits are in Well Point, right near the Street of Dreams. Cool. And yes, Buddy has his humans well trained. He does. Skips out a cookie, so he's holding the chewy.
He bit me once.
And by Ramner says Karen and Kevin's house is very nice. Still praying you get a buyer. Yes, they want to move to the south
I think
end.
as far as selling homes here, it's slowed down. Because I can remember a time to where you put a house on the market at 8 o'clock in the morning, and it wasn't unusual that by 5 o'clock in the afternoon there was an offer.
Yeah, so
pre-owned home I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Now it seems like it's slowed down quite a bit, and the only reasoning I have on that is by talking to people, and I don't talk to that many, but I get a lot of emails. And as you know, I put that phone number up on the phone calls, and you don't hear all the phone calls. Let me get into that a little bit. So people say, I got a question about this and that, and they say, here's my phone number, can you call me back? I'm not going to call you back. I got enough to do without calling people all day long. I'm not being rude, I just ain't got time for that. So you leave your question, and then if I think it's a pertinent question to help other people out, I address those questions so other people can hear at least what I think about it. And one of them was about homes and how fast they sell and whatever. I think they've slowed down. And I think, because I've had people tell me, that they think the interest rates is going to continue falling. And so they're waiting for that. So if you're wanting to finance a home, that could be an issue. I take umbrage, I know words, to that, because most people I know that come down here, they come down after they sell their home, they've lived there for 30 years up there, it's paid for, blah, blah, blah. They come down here with a pocket full of cash, and under the laws, they got to put all that money back into another piece of property or pay capital gains tax. So they pay cash for a house. We did. We didn't want to pay the tax. And so I don't know if financing is really a big deal for most people, enough to the point where it would slow the sales of houses down.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, maybe, I don't know, because I know a lot of corporations are coming down here and they're buying homes by the hundreds. And then they hire a property management company, which they own that also, and that manages the properties and rent things out and blah, blah, blah. Hopefully the price of things goes up a little bit, and then they start dumping them and then move to a newer area and spend that money again. Yeah. So you have to also, if you're going to buy in, say, a villa area, I'm just going to throw up a red flag and say, just be warned that in villa areas, that's where the corporations are buying blocks of homes.
Yeah. Denise says they have a dog training device on Amazon that emits a sound only the dog hears. Just press a button and works like a charm. Takes all the frustration away for you and the doggy.
Buddy will just start barking at the sounds.
I got one. It don't work. No. Yeah, it don't work. Buddy will perk up when I know he hears it, but it won't make him stop barking. And I don't know, maybe I'm just not holding it down long enough or something, but yeah.
He's just an idiot.
He's not. My baby. Kathy B said, we just stayed for 5 days in a lifestyle cottage home in Well Point. It's convenient to Marsh Bend Trail, Magnolia Plaza, the new St. Tropez Rec Center, and just a 5-minute golf cart ride to Eastport. Good, that's a good area
Well,
then.
we was at Judy's rental property she bought. It's a patio villa, if I remember right. And I did video of it, and I told her, I said, let's go over to whatever that restaurant was. I forget the name of it. The developer used to own it. It was called one thing, and then I think the other guy took it over. We went over and had lunch with Judy.
Oh, and we went to Sawgrass.
Yeah, but what's the name of the restaurant?
Oh, it was, it's something pub now.
O'Grady's?
No, it was McGrady's. And then it's still McGrady's.
Anyway,
Yeah.
over there, right there next to Sawgrass's restaurant. I met her over there. Well, we had a GPS in our car. We only knew one way in, and we followed the GPS the same way it took us in all the way out. We get over there, hell, Judy's already there, got a table sitting down, waiting for us. No, it took us. So apparently there's a shortcut to get over there that
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of.
Oh, my goodness. Barbara says, TR Mains, that's when we were down last, was 10 to 23. We loved it and trying to get back down, but life keeps getting in the way. Ain't that the truth?
Yeah, we know about that, how life gets in the way.
And TR Main's the same here, Barbara. I'd love to get back to the villages. And yeah, Kevin says it's a beautiful day in the villages. It is. It's always a beautiful day in the villages. And you know, I wanted to say something. You know, Skip has a song on, I think it's on his Patreon or his something, on his members channel or something, about don't leave your keys in the golf cart. Love that little song. I don't know who it is that wrote it and sent it to you. I think they're genius, and I would like to at least be able to acknowledge him. And I don't know if he doesn't
I
want
tried to
that.
find the email. Apparently I've deleted it a long time ago, and I don't know his name.
Well, that's too
And I
bad.
don't know if he watches this or not.
Yeah, well, I think it would have been fine. You know, I'd like to acknowledge it because I think it's a cute little song, and it's just perfect. You know, just perfect. So, Kathy B in the 603 says, Jerry Bell, we will be back if we can snag one
Just
of
like
those.
all them, I put it at the end of, I think I put it at the end of the last live calls video. I don't know if you
The
watched
last
it.
what?
Live call. I don't know what else to call it. Live calls.
Oh,
Where
okay.
people call in. Anyway, at the end of that one, if you watch the whole thing, it's just it's the golf cart song,
Oh, okay.
and it has all these signs that says "Skip, you suck" everywhere, above a bathroom door, billboard on the highway, a car with a license plate that says "Skip, you suck." Oh,
And I was trying to tell you a while ago.
Brad Shea makes all them. He's on here once in a while. I don't know how he does it, but he does it. And I told him, I said, I'm going to collect them and I'm going to start adding them to my videos because I think they're funny.
Well, and a while ago, I said he was on Discord, and I said, you know, we were talking about everybody being in line at 5 a.m. for Costco. Well, he has a picture of why. Everybody there was there for their free T-shirt that says "Skip sucks."
Oh, maybe I should have a T-shirt, put it on in our YouTube store down there. It says "Skip, you suck."
Yeah, I would much rather put anything on it but that. But
I'll do what I want. It's my channel.
well, okay.
You can't tell me what to do.
I don't have to. Yeah, and then Kathy says that they'll be back if they can snag one of those new patio villas on Corbin Trail in Oak Hollow. The sales agent says they may be done at the end of the month, so I'm thinking September. Oh, that'd be cool. Let's see. Barbara says, do you have to ask for a senior discount at restaurants, or do they do it automatically? You have to ask. Nobody will tell you they have a senior discount down here.
And I have my doubts that the server, if you go into a sit-down restaurant, will even know. They'll have to go check with the manager.
There's also a Villages discount. If you have your ID card with you.
Yeah, take it with you.
Some of the places, because I know Panda.
Panda does.
They give you a Village discount. And
Panda also has restaurants in the villages.
Yeah.
Outside the villages, I'm not sure.
And that may be their way of a senior discount. I don't know, but I know that they do have the senior discount. But yeah, you have to ask.
You just can't say, I live in the villages. Take your ID, your village's ID with you.
Yeah. Okay. TR says, I don't have many more live shows to watch. It's getting close to time for school to be starting. I can't wait to retire one day. Oh, honey, just don't wish for that. And I said, stay viable as long as you can. I know it'd be nice not to have to work. But
I don't
yeah,
know. I've known a lot of people around here, and next door is one of them. He 80 years old before he retired. He didn't want to retire. He liked doing what he was doing. And I
yeah,
always thought, man, you're a lucky man to like something so much that you just don't even want to leave.
yeah. And let's see. Laura says, I did find a Medicare Part D drug plan with 0 monthly premium. Fortunately, I'm not on any medication at this time for my first year on Medicare. Hopefully, this should be okay for my first year on Medicare. Yes, it will be fine, honey. That's because as expensive as mine is, somewhere along the line, they changed some wording to where instead of it being a prescription, it's a procedure. And so it's all paid for, and thank God for that, because I'm kind of took care of for life now. But yeah, the drug plan. Like I say, I do have a drug plan that's from Humana, which I use, but I don't. Other than my treatments, I don't take that many drugs. I have one other pill that I take, and I said the rest of it, like I said, is considered a procedure, not a prescription. So I never have to worry about that. So Tammy Johnson says it's been high 80s to 90s last 2 months here in Michigan. Plus, we were dealing with all this Canada smoke. Yeah, I can't believe everybody keeps telling us about all the smoke. We didn't run into that when we was up north, thank God. But yeah, it must be pretty bad if they can smell it in Michigan and all the way over in Rhode Island. So Claire May says, do you have a split AC unit for your lanai? It looks like a nice space out there. We don't have. It's in the works because we really need it out here. We have the fan going and we've got the doors open to the house, so the AC in the house actually is taking care of it in here. It's I don't know what it's down to now, but it brings the temperature down. But like I said, we are going to put one in here. We just haven't got to it yet. So,
No, and getting things done around here, people talk about the price of things going up. I don't think it's the houses going up. It's the labor and stuff getting things done. That keeps going up. Neighbor over here, this is all hearsay. They decided it's going to take their heat pump out, which is what comes with the house in my district. All have heat pumps. I still have my heat pump, and it works fine. But she wanted to take it out and put a Mitsubishi whole house quiet air conditioner thing in. It's not a mini split. It's anyway. It is what it is. And I didn't ask for it, but it was volunteered. I said, why did you decide to get it now? Why didn't you just run the air conditioner until it blew up and then get one? And she said, because they told us that by the first of the year, these air conditioners were going to cost $25,000 to get them installed. I said, what? And she said, yeah. She said, I got this one for $15,000. Is that a sales technique? I don't know, but that's what I was told.
yeah. And then I think, the same thing goes for here. We need to get one in if we're going to put one in because it's not getting any cheaper.
Well, I was going to have Jose's buddy do it because he did Jose's up there. He knows what he's doing. And the reason why I told him to forget it and just let him come here is because I am not going to play the game that I make an appointment with you to be here and then you don't show up and then I don't get a phone call. I send you an email. I don't get an answer for it for 2 days. And then you send one back saying, hey, I'm going to head out there today. And I say, no, just forget it. I mean, that's how it's going to go with me. Just forget it.
Yeah.
If you don't even show me enough respect to tell me that you're running late or you can't make it or whatever, I'm not going to do that. And that's the old Florida way of doing things here. We run into that when we first bought this house. It was terrible to get people to show up. And so I'm not playing that game.
Where's Chewy? Where's his Chewy?
I don't know. Let him find it himself. I'm not his parent. He dropped it. He's got a nose. Let him sniff it out.
He's going to bark until he finds it.
Not even going to keep barking. I'll put him in the other room.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
It's in there.
Tammy Ferguson says that my health issues for over 8 months have been a nightmare with my previous insurance, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee. This June, I am officially on Medicare. I believe it is going to pay more. Yes, and it'll be a big relief knowing that. If somebody doesn't change Medicare, like I said, it is a relief knowing that you're taken care of practically for life. So it's going to make a big difference. Although the insurance actually before Medicare, the Blue Cross Blue Shield we had was actually better insurance. Believe it or not, I don't know why, but it was. So I said, this is a little bit different. Your retirement insurance is a little bit different. And that's just not one company, that's all of them. But like I said, I've been very happy since I changed, I said, to I've got the Blue Cross Blue Shield supplement and regular Medicare. So, but like I said, yeah, I've been real happy since then. I haven't had any problems. So, okay. And Laura says Medicare supplement plan F is only available in Illinois if you were on Medicare before 2020. Yeah, and that's, it was that way in Indiana. They did away with it altogether. So I said, when I come down here, they still had it. So when I signed up down here, I said I was able to get F, and I kept F. Then I said I am grandfathered in, so I guess that's what I'll stay with, because I don't intend to change insurance anymore. So, Becky Forbes says I use Amazon Prime a lot because we are so rural. I can save a lot of money on groceries, laundry soap, toiletries, etc. I get my Amazon grocery order every month. I don't order too many groceries off Amazon unless it's something I can't find. And I said, Skip, every once in a while he'll get an inkling for something that we haven't seen in 20 years.
Like caramel corn?
Yeah, like caramel corn. And your cereal that we found on Amazon, and all at once it's not available anymore.
That's the way my life is. Well,
yeah.
I used to go to Macaroni Grill all the time. What happened?
But yeah, it was,
They took the one thing I always ate off the menu, so I quit going back. I used to go to Olive Garden all the time. What happened? The 3 things on the menu I always ate, they took all 3 of them off the menu.
Well, the world goes on without you. Rhonda Slangen says, my husband and I are both on Medicare. We have automatic payment, but somehow his Part D was dropped due to non-payment, but all his other payments were made. They would not take responsibility. Huh. Wow. Well, yeah, I'd be writing a lot of letters and talk to an expert, find out what your alternative is. But,
why would you write letters when you could probably email them?
Yeah. Yeah, email them. Call them. I'd be on the phone yelling, so. Like I said, I had to do that for so many years. So many years. Like I said, because there was always, they didn't accept this, or this was too far in advance, all kinds of stuff. But I finally got it figured out, and I haven't had any problems since. So
right, JC? Right? That's a fact. I don't know what it is about it, but it seems like that's the way it works. He's saying the same thing, that every time you find something you really like at a restaurant, and you go back to that restaurant a few times and get it, and then eventually they take it off the menu.
Yeah, well, and I said 9 times out of 10 when I've asked about that, they've said because
That's a lie. That's a lie. What does Deb say about it? It's a mafia way of getting
nobody wanted to eat it.
They don't want to. They don't want to make any money. Mafia is running money through these places, and they don't want to have money because they're going to close that place down. They know they are. What is it that Deb said was a mafia place to run money? There was a place around here.
Oh, it's a furniture store.
Which one?
I'm not telling you.
Is it still there? Probably not.
I don't know.
Anyway, she swears it was a mafia to run money through this place.
Yeah, because everywhere you go, they had one of these furniture stores. Nobody ever went in there and bought anything.
No.
Or
the place Mom and Dad stopped up there in Georgia to get breakfast. Remember that? No silverware. It's a restaurant. No silverware. And Dad says, well, how am I supposed to eat my eggs? The guy says, I don't know. He says, you got a pocket knife? And I asked Dad, what'd you do? He said, well, me and your mom shared my pocket knife when we ate our breakfast. I said, you got to be kidding me. I would never do that.
Yeah.
So it must be a mafia place.
Laura says the Medicare Advantage plans are attractive with 0 monthly premiums, but more than one person told me that when you need extensive medical treatments, then the co-payments come due. And they decide whether you have a treatment done, not your doctor. And I don't like that. That's why I go to a doctor. I want them to make that decision, not some pencil pusher. So.
Did you have a Kleenex?
Huh?
Did you have a Kleenex?
I did. Betty. Oh, good gosh. Becky Forbes says, Rhonda, can you give them a couple of your bank statements showing you've made the payments? Yeah, there's probably a million things you could do, but when you're fighting big companies like this, it takes a while. You just gotta keep after them. That's all you can do.
Whatever happened to customer service?
They don't have any. Nobody has customer service.
Nobody has it anymore. This is the problem with global shopping, so to speak. Amazon's all China. Everybody know Walmart's all China. Everybody knows that. Let me tell you a real quick story. I've got a generator, a portable generator that I bought, and I did video. You've seen it. Well, things started to run a little bit funny. It's because I had ethanol gas in it. I know better than this. So you got to take the injector out, which in this little generator, it's a real pain. So I get it out, I clean it out, put it back in, start it up, and it's kind of running okay. But here's what happened: when I took the carburetor off to clean the injector out, the gasket behind the carburetor tore. So I made a gasket out of really the wrong material, and I knew it when I did it. But I figured it'll get me by, and it did. It run and all this and that. But now it's starting to run just a little funny, so I wanted to buy a new gasket. So now I'm trying to get a hold of the company that makes this generator. I call or email Amazon. They send me an email. I emailed this company. They send me another email. I sent that email out. I've got an email back from that company that's in Chinese that I can't even read. And this is your customer service. I can't even ask them about sending me a new gasket because I don't even know what this thing said. So I got my gasket material. I'm going to make my own.
Janet Pratika says temperature in Sunrise, Surprise, Arizona is 113 degrees. Saving grace next to no humidity. Just get up early to do errands like your backyard. Yeah, I noticed. I happened to notice that on our temperature gauge. It was talking about the humidity, and there was no humidity compared to what's in the house. The outside humidity was a little bit of nothing. I think it was like 30, something like that, which is such a surprise. But yeah,
well, you know, JC, I guess you played at Cody's last week somewhere one time, and Cody's was one of them places I used to go to a lot. Because it was kind of like Texas Roadhouse, except they didn't have peanuts on the floor, I don't think. When they first opened up, did they have the peanut shells on the floor or no?
I don't know.
They had two buckets. One, they never had it on the floor, and I was good with that. But the steaks thing they had in there was really good. It's like every restaurant here, when they first opened up, they're always really good. And then it started to change. And then you started hearing people talk about, well, I went there on Monday and everything was great. We had guests down here on Wednesday. We took them here on Wednesday and everything was terrible. And now it's the same way. It's one day's great, next day not so good. And I don't know, it cooks. They can't find the right cook. I don't know. But all I know is that's the way it seems like the restaurants go.
Yeah, Barbara says, I watched your trip to North Dakota, talk about wide open spaces. Yeah, it was funny, Barbara. Really, we got to one place and I counted one car for like 70 miles. It was something else, I'll tell you. And we found a little roadside grill that we stopped to eat at.
It wasn't a grill.
That's what it's called, roadside grill.
It was?
Yes, I got a picture of it.
Oh, it was a diner.
It said roadside grill. And I said it was the only thing in this whole town was this roadside grill and a grain elevator.
Stop it.
You know, it had like 3 or 4 different what do they call grain bins there and tractors and everything. That's all it was there. This whole town. And I said we both ended up getting sick from it, but still, you know, it was
the food was okay.
Yeah, the food tasted great.
I think the coffee kind of went through us really quick.
I think so. And I said, you know, they've always said that about Mexico. Don't drink the water. Well, I think when you get so far up north, maybe that also should apply because I think the coffee done us in.
It was really slow service. I mean, I can relate to it. It's a small town. Mom's got this little restaurant on Sunday of all days. Church lets out. You know what most of these small towns are like when church lets out. And we watched it. We sat there. And I thought, my God, I mean, where's my coffee? Anything. You know, she should have had a pot of self-serve coffee. That would have helped her out a lot right there. But anyway, I'm noticing when she's going to each table, and she would take the order, and then she would leave. And you wouldn't see her for a while. And then she would come back and give people their food, and then go to the next table. She was the chief bottle washer, cook, and the waiter all at one time. And she was the only one in there working.
Well, she had a kid in there, about 10, 11 years old.
Washing dishes, probably.
Yeah, I think that's what he was doing. But
the food was fine. I can deal with that, you know. She's just trying to make a buck.
Yeah.
But, man, it was slow.
Ron is slang and says, hey, we have a Renegade Super C for sale. Well, honey, we're not getting rid of the one we got. But I said, yeah. Like I said, it's paid for, and don't eat much.
I'd like to get something a little bigger, or maybe something with a little bit different interior design. But the fact of it is, at my age, it's paid for. It runs really well. Everything seems to keep working. The minor problems we've had has always been very fixable. I don't have a lot of stuff on this thing to go bad. I had them motorhomes before. You know, automatic levelers go bad. All these automatic generator things go bad. Everything goes bad. So this one here is mostly mechanical. There's a few things on there that's not, but and we haven't really had any problem with it.
Every trip we take, there's something that has to be fixed, but it's not a
But
big.
it's always a minor thing.
Yeah, it's something you do yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, and some things don't really need to fix. I just want to update them a little.
Yeah.
Now we did notice coming home this time, we run into a huge rainstorm, and we noticed there was a little leak that I had up front come dripping down on the dash. I never had that before. So I went over there the other day. We only run into rain that one time, and it wasn't no big deal. So I went over there.
It wasn't a rain. This was a storm.
Yeah, it was a storm. So the other day I went over there and I climbed up on the roof to find out now what the heck's going on up here. I thought my guess would have been one of the running lights up front, you know, the five yellow lights, that the seal around one of them lights went bad because they're rubber seals, they dry rot and water's getting in. Well, I checked them, so no, there wasn't none of them bad. I get on the roof. Well, where the cab meets plat, when the cab meets the top right there, you got the roof of the camper, and then the cab is metal, meets here. There's a strip that goes down through there that kind of supposedly makes it waterproof, and they put Dicor on it. That Dicor had gotten dry, I guess, and it cracked all the way across. It's not a big deal. So I got more Dicor, and I Dicor it so it won't leak anymore. But I might go ahead and get me some Eternabond or something and go across there just to make sure that never happens again. But it's always little things like that. It's nothing big.
Pat Morris says Costco delivers. Been there, done that. Instacart. You know what, Pat? That's why I the other day I wanted something and I got it from Sam's Club because they deliver. And I looked on Winn-Dixie because I needed a few things from Winn-Dixie too that they didn't have at Sam's Club. And I looked at Winn-Dixie and they're like that. I think they use Instacart. With Sam's Club, I don't know who they use, but I don't have to have the app. You know, I just use this Sam's app and they deliver it to me. I don't know who brings it. So I don't like the idea of having to put another app on my phone like the Instacart. And I said, there's.
$159.
Oh, okay. Okay. And Karen says JC is playing at Cody's in Brownwood on Friday at 4:30. Okay. Let's see. Let's get to what's going on. I'm leaving a lot out here, but I said we're running out of time.
These people know more what's going on than you do.
I do. I know. Sawgrass Grove is hosting WVLG Super 70s event. It's 2 to 9, August 15th and 16th. It says retro fun music costume contest. You wear your 70s stuff. And chance drawings. All proceeds benefit Humane Society of Sumter County. That's 766 Merrily Place. And then again, I have all the openings. Portillo's August 12th. Target August 17th. And Costco was today. Discover Leesburg is the second Friday of the month. They have live music at the town square. And they have a market on 5th and 6th Street. And that's Friday, August the 8th. And I'm always, I thought about wandering down there just to see what's going on. It's mainly for the locals, but kind of curious. Cabaret Showcase. It's 6 p.m. at Paradise Rec Center, 1403 Paradise Drive. It's the last performance at Paradise before moving to Mulberry Grove Rec Center in September. A chance drawing with proceeds going to the Wounded Warriors. So y'all know that they're building a new Paradise Rec Center. So some of these places that people that are there every month, they're moving over to Mulberry. But yeah, it's the drawing, and it's a good thing for the Wounded Warriors. College Colors Day starts August 18th till the 28th. That's their food drive. And then the celebration will be August 29th from 6 to 8 in Lake Sumter Landing. And if you've never seen College Color Days, it's real fun. Whatever school that you belong to, they all get together and they try to come up with which school has the most money or brings in the most food donations, and then they weigh it on the last day, and they have a big celebration and announce a winner. It's just so cool to see the bunches, you know, in their, whatever color their school colors are. And it's just kind of a neat thing to watch. So that's August 18th and 28th for the food drive and 29th for the celebration. And to see if your school won. So, oh, well, I guess I ran out of paper. Or I put it on the wrong side, one or the other. I think that's it.
Sorry.
So, anyhow, hope y'all have a lovely day.
Bring that magazine out here for a reason.
You do the honors?
Are we giving it away?
Yes.
That's what I asked you. You always answer a question.
What do we always do with it?
Just sit over there and keep your trap shut.
You know what's going to happen with that magazine.
Anybody wants this magazine? It's Village's magazine. If you do, the first one that emails me, send me your mailing address, and I'll put it in the bag. And next time Sue goes shopping, which is probably later this afternoon, she'll drop it off at the post office. With that, I want to say thanks to all the moderators, Russ Romania, Tammy Ferguson, Jerry Bell. I think Kevin and his wife was on here. They're moderators, I believe. And yeah, there was a question on here. Oh, something about a dehumidifier on my air conditioner. I don't have an air conditioner. I have a heat pump. That's different. It looks like an air conditioner, but it performs differently.
Yeah.
And yes, there's apparently a dehumidifier on it because inside where you set the temperature, there's a humidity. There's a humidity setting on there. And I've got it set at, I want to say around 42 or 44%. Actually, they set it that way, and I've just left it that way. And so that's it. That's the way it is. But technically, an air conditioner is nothing but a dehumidifier. That's why you see all the water dripping out of it. Takes humidity out of the air, and it makes you feel cooler, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, somebody said that actually Costco has them, and they install them.
How Costco has what?
The mini splits.
The what?
The mini splits.
Costco don't install nothing. I've been through this. It's
Never mind.
none of them install anything. Lowe's doesn't install nothing.
Okay.
They have contractors they call that does that for them. So then if you have a problem, you call Lowe's and tell them, hey, this contractor didn't install my carpet right. And see what they tell you.
Well,
they're going to tell you, well, you need to call them.
You don't know that for a fact.
I do know that for a fact.
Okay. Yeah. Anyhow, it's time for us to go, guys. We had a great time here today. Yeah. And I got to go beat Skippy up.
You probably have to go in there and pick up all your...
Yeah, my Kleenex. Buddy's tearing stuff up. Bye, y'all.